title, this is it. My building, the Tower Terror. So, I'm just going to be going through a tour, explaining what's what will happen, what's to come, and yeah. So, let's start in the front. I started this world maybe around, it's been more than a year. I kind of worked in pieces. I first started with this area, the front. Usually, I would do more like the line stuff, but usually the line runs to this area, and this area could be seen from the line, like this area. But this kind of like cut off by the trees and stuff that will soon to come once I do the landscaping around it, which I'll do next. But anyway, I kind of worked in pieces. I first did this part, and then I moved through this section. I made my way around here, did all of this, came around, spent a lot of time in this area, especially down here. This is supposed to be like a gift shop, so these would really be like mannequins in there with, if you look it up, you can see like different things, like mannequins with the stuff, and then they have like, and they're like in their own little room with books and other things like that. But yeah, this is the entrance for the gift shop. This would be a bench right here. A bench. These are flower pots. And normally in the real ride you wouldn't walk up this, but it's there. Anyway, so there's kind of two levels to it. There's this first level up here where you would enter in here, and this would be the lobby. And in the real ride itself, you would exit down in the gift shop, which is right below it. So ideally, what I'm thinking of doing is that there's going to be the entrance somewhere out here. You'll make your way up the stairs, blah blah blah, go up, go through here, walk through it, just like in real life, all the way here, and into the lobby, which would be in here. And then past the lobby, there will be like a library, where there's a pre-show scene in the ride, and once you get in there, you go into the boiler room, which I'll also do eventually. But yeah, so after I finished this, I spent a lot of time on it. See, I haven't finished. There's some more things right here, but that's considered the landscaping for me, so I'll finish that later. And then I went here. I did all of this area, and then I started building up from here, going up, doing the side, marking my way around. The front right here was the very last thing I did. I did a side, came around using, and then I worked in this area, kind of did it in pieces. So I did this side, I kind of duplicated it on the other side, and then I kind of made my way towards the middle, did this area, this very top. There's lights there because at night this area is lit up at night, but from the ground I make sure that you won't be able to see it. There's also right here with some redstoning I did. This right here is the repeating redstone, so that at night one of these lights behind this D, they flicker, giving that flicking effect. And then this right here just goes all the way down, lighting up this area and a few other areas. You can see it hidden right there. Hold up. Oh, hi. I need to change the settings so I can see. Okay, this fine. Okay, now we're back. I kind of like the full screen, but for some reason I couldn't view it. Anyway, back to it. So when I was building this, it was all just based off of pictures, no tutorials, nothing like that. And I spent a long time with it. I try to get as detailed as possible to the texture of a block, to the right color and everything to it. But and it took me a while. These things right here if you look at pictures of it, you could see like what's it called, a drain pipe or whatever coming from the roof of it, coming all the way down. And I didn't want to use iron bars because they would the color of it wouldn't match with what's in the picture. So this is kind of the best I could get. In the ride, there's like a lot of the building itself. All the windows kind of have like it might be like a rust, but they have like a turquoise kind of look to them, and a lot of them kind of have like window panes or window blinds or whatever that like open. They're off to the side right here, so I just use these warped trapdoors to kind of give it that look. Actually, when I started this, I started playing this with what update? Before this latest one, before the cave update and the caves and cliffs update. So before, like, for example, these little spikes right here, it would be, before it, I would have used iron bars. But thankfully, since in this new update, I was able to use these. And if you look it up, there's like these bigger spikes that come out. Some of them on some of these like corners, and some of these I don't know how to explain it, but they have like these smaller little spikes that come out of them. There's some there are like other ones here you can see, and I couldn't use the dripstone spikes because they wouldn't stay on the block on a stair, and they would have been too big. They were just like clashing out of it. But yeah, this is a little, well, actually here, right here during this is like where all the damaged part, where there's all the lightning strike and things like that, and these are supposed to be like the elevator doors. I used the banners. I wanted to make it like an opening and closing, but I couldn't use a iron door because they would just break, and I can't use these banners and use like pistons to move them back and forth because they would just break. So sadly, I can use that option. And once again, I'm on console, so I can't do like mods or whatever. And I missed this little spot right here. Okay, all fixed. Anyway, so just to give it a lot of texture and stuff like that, I use stone. That's dead horn coral. This is like deep slate cobblestone or something like that. Cobbled deep slate. I used the block though, right here. Right here, and then I also used this is tough dripstone block, and this is a brown mushroom block, just to give it like the different look. I didn't want to use one solid block because it would kind of look weird if you look it up. If you look it up, there's a lot of different shades and different colors going on, and yeah, I try to get as detailed as possible. And now I want to show it at night. So at night, so right here, see? Some of these lights are partially lit up in the ride. It's in real life, some of the letters are light up, other ones are not. There's also, how it works is that there's supposed to be a smaller "the" than Hollywood Tower fit in one line, and below it says hotel, but I couldn't really get it to like fit, because, well, first of all, if I would have put "the Hollywood Tower Hotel," I would have to make all of this smaller, and they wouldn't really look like letters. They would just like, I mean, I could try, but they wouldn't really look as good, so I just got rid of the "the." And yeah, I use this light block so that I didn't want to. At first, I was thinking to do redstone lamps, but they wouldn't in like real life, the shading or the sign is not the redstone lamp color, and I tried to kind of like cover it in white banners, but it just didn't look that good, so I just got rid of it, replaced it with quartz, and I used this light block, and I only used this so that I could get the blinking effect, which you see happens right here, and if you travel down, it makes its way all the way down here and do this block. Eh, I might need to go back in this little area and fine it up a little bit, because before I used way different blocks than what I ended with. Like right here, it used to be I used walls, like I used like this block, but when I kind of came back to it, I realized that this block right here kind of gives it a specific design that has it this block has like a specific design on the balconies, and this is the closest one that kind of looked like it. And the thing, when I use these, this kind of gives it depth, right? It kind of goes into the block. It's not one solid line. It kind of gives it like more depth to it. And when I came back to these, I had walls before, but looking back at it, there's really everything is kind of flat, and there's no point of the walls being used. And yeah, I might need to go back here, probably like put a border around this, because I don't like how it's just plain terracotta with trapdoors as the windows. But I don't know, maybe it's like that in the build, but I need to go back. These right here, I might need to change it back to like these type of this block too, because like I said, as I was doing more work to it, I realized that this would be a better block than these. So anyway, these will probably be filled with plants, bushes. These are just hoppers. I just use it as the as flower pots, and yeah, I think that's all really to say. I don't know what else to say. I really appreciate it. Your comments. Spent a lot of time on it. Pretty proud of it. The new blocks, I haven't seen them yet. I know it's the wild, the frog, with the frogs and stuff like that, the wild update. But definitely, I could, whenever there's a new update, I could check them out, see if I can add anything else to the build that would make it look better. And one thing before I go, what I really wanted to do, which I wish I could have done, but once again, I'm on a console, I have no mods, is that at night, this whole entire building is yeah, I mean, yeah, I would look at the mangrove wood and see what it is. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching the stream. I appreciate the comments. Goodbye.